Okay, so great evening once again on the ABCD International. Yes. Yes, Rekha ma'am and Mamta ma'am, we are live now.
Yes, we are ready.
Yes. With the evening sun casting long shadows on the ground and the slanting rays of the setting sun giving a warm orange tinge to the sky, I, Rekha Raj, PGT English, St. Anselm's North City, School, Jaipur, Brand Ambassador, Bhabhat Publication and ABCD International, Founder Director, Twesha, the Lighted Lamp Global Foundation. Welcome you all to this summit. The topic for today is Evolution in International Business Trends. Today, we have Mr. Bhairavi R. Shah, Dr. Ritu Gupta, Saraswati Sahu Ma'am, Mr. Raja Rao, Mr. Lalit Kumar, and Dr. Sharma as our eminent speakers. First of all, let me take the pleasure to introduce our organization, ABCD International. ABCD International Family is one of the best training consultancy, which provides various training programs like Train the Trainer, Life Coach Certification, Corporate Training, Business Coaching, and much more. As you all know, ABCD International Family already conducted 10 plus virtual international summits and 100 plus free webinars on various topics. They were online and offline too. Bhabhat International Publication is one of the fastest growing publication company in India, which always focuses on to create success stories of various authors, to help people to write, publish, and brand their own books. USP of Bhabhat International Publication is that they had published many books till date. List is endless. Bhabhat International Publication published 50 plus books in just 8 months and contributed to the success stories of 150 plus authors. And the credit goes to Mr. Akash Bhagat. A warm welcome to the leader of this entire venture. Welcome everyone once again. Now, I would invite Mamta ma'am to kindly introduce our first speaker for the program. Ma'am, please.
Thank you so much. I am Mamta Avasthi. I am from Indore. I am a life coach, I am a counselor, and I am a business consultant as well. Today, after Rekha ji has told us, we know a lot about Bhabhat publications, as well as there is a long list of achievements of ABCD International also. And I'm really very proud to announce that with this international summit on evolution in international business trends, ABCD International is going to add another very valuable feather in its cap. So in order to start the summit, I first of all invite Mrs. Saraswati Sahu. Is she available? Ma'am, Saraswati Sahu ma'am is available?
Yes, Saraswati Sahu ma'am is here.
Yes, ma'am. Can I take it bit? I'm just joining the meeting, so can I take it a bit later?
Okay. Can we start with Dr. Bhairavi Shah?
Yes, please.
Are you ready, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So before handing over to you, let me introduce Dr. Bhairavi Shah to everybody. She is a holistic healer, author, life coach, business consultant, and has worked as education administrator as well. She is very passionate about global economy and business, and she strongly believes that business is the foundation of any country's economy, as well as it is the base of well-being of global citizens too. So let us have Dr. Bhairavi Shah with us to enlighten us on today's topic. Dr. Shah, you are invited.
Thank you so much, ma'am. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Akash for having me on this platform and ABC International to give me an opportunity to share my views. I'm really honored. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, ma'am, for inviting me over. So today, as we are talking about evolution of international business trends, so I would majorly speak about it in context to India. But yes, we started off with barter system, Geun liya, chawal diya. We started with that system. And then we moved on, like as the communities settled down, we started exchanging between the villages. And then it slowly developed into regional and then went national, nationwide. And as we progressed, we went on to international platforms also. We went from one country to another. And then we also took over the globe. Some of our brands have taken over the globe also. So it is really a great pleasure to see that, brands come over across globes from being a small community, like the hunters we had, exchanging between among ourselves to exchanging products, services, knowledge across the globe among the universal community. So here I take the opportunity to talk in context to India. We have seen in India that the products from abroad have come in and seeped into our rural grounds also. Be it Amazon, be it Walmart, be it Pizza Hut. These are very commonly seen foreign brands which are a word of mouth today. But when we look our Indian in context to India, has our brand gone there and made that kind of impact? So where are we lacking? Why is there no Paratha House or Idli Point globally? Why is there no Amazon globally which belongs to India? Why are we not there? Why are we offering our people as labor to do their work? We see computer, we hear a lot. But most of the people who are doing is we are doing their back-end jobs. We are not in the mainstream. No doubt Indians are heading major institutes like Google, Microsoft. But what is happening there deep down? That is a concern. And as Indians, we are very passionate to work. We can work day in and day out. We don't mind those extended hours. We don't have those limitations of working 20 hours and 40 hours a week. We work extensively. So why can we not develop ourselves into a community which can go global and create massive impact? Yoga has taken over the world now. Ayurveda has taken over the world. So these philosophies which were born in India, when they have taken over the world, they have become westernized and now they are coming back to us in the form of Pilates, in some other form. So for me, the vision is Indian going India-wise globally. Like, you take your Indian stuff, you take your Indian services, you take your Indian thoughts, Indian philosophies, Indian services, everything globally with your brand. But I feel where we lack is in managing our data. Data is the oil. We don't know the data. So what we need to do is we need to work on data to given proper customer feedback. We need to get no grocer here collects data from the person who is buying from. They don't have the phone number, they don't know their address, they have nothing. But once you shop in Amazon, he knows that what you have done, which is your abandoned cart, and he'll keep giving you repeated instructions that this is your abandoned cart. According to your search, we are giving you these more products. And so they come in touch with us. We are repeatedly hammered by them. So I would request all our Indians who are seeing this, the business, the way you want to develop, go from local to regional to national to international and global. I would request you all, please start working wherever you are at whatever stage you are. Start working with the data first. Data is a mine. It will give you the insights of what the customer is thinking, what they want, how they want it. Pizza Hut came to India, and this is the first country where they came up with so many Indian versions of the pizza with the masalas and the tikkis and the burgers. This was the first country where they had to Indianize their products. So when you go, you also can do it. And we are a country which is capable in doing it. Only thing is we don't put things in order. We don't have a system. We have not created a system. Pan India or pan global, if you see, if Pizza Hut has to deliver a pizza, they can deliver it across the globe, anywhere, with the similar kind of flavors. But when it comes to India, the same thing does not taste. One aloo paratha in one restaurant and the other aloo paratha, they don't taste the same, though it might be a chain restaurant. So we need to build up a system. We need to come up with a system so that we can reach the global trends. We can match with them. When the trend today is to go global, though you are a small person, if you want to go global, if you want to develop, you want to have capture 5 countries or 5 states or something, then you need to understand what the mindset of the customer is. And to understand that, you need to compile and collect the data. So that is a primary requirement of any business. So what happens when you have enough data? You will be able to analyze the customer behavior. You will be able to understand what the customer wants. And today, it's a great pleasure to know that on September 17th, our country announced, our Prime Minister announced National Logistics Policy. It is a vital source, like, a vital requirement to connect the country to other parts, where all your logistics will be taken care of. You will be able to supply the required things at proper time. Everything will be, you have one hub and spoke model, where you have one warehouse and from where you can keep delivering the stuff, pan India. Okay, so similarly, we need to go global. So this is very vital to work on the logistics. That's a very great opportunity that we have for Indians who want to do it. It is a big opportunity. And when we have our data, we will understand the recommendations and we will not end up in manufacturing or creating products which are not market viable. We need to create a product which is demand for the market. The people want it. We cannot create a product and then say, now we buy from you. We need to create a product which the people want. So with these data things, we will be able to do that. And when our innovation is data driven, the success rate of any business is on a higher end. When we are just doing trial and error, the success rate also is on a trial and error. The rate of success becomes very low. But when we do data driven innovation, the chances of success are great. And to do all this, when the data we have, it will help us not only build one business, but it will help us to that data will also give us the knowledge of how we can diversify in the fields. Like when pizza came to India, it came only in the metros. Then it slowly seeped into tier 2 and tier 3 after understanding the requirements of the people. So similarly, the data will give us the information, what is the requirement of the customer. And based on that, we will be able to develop our businesses further. And data also helps us to future-proof our products. Like, when we know these are the trends that are there in the market, accordingly, we will be able to develop our future products also. So it is very crucial to work with data. So with this, I think I will take my time off that, if you want to develop wherever you are, we started, everybody knows, we started on a village level. We started with just exchanging products among ourselves to village level, state level, city level. And we have gone now across the globe. So if we want to develop further, if we want to develop our businesses, if we want to grow really big and think on terms that where we can serve, do we want to fit in with the trend or do we want to create a trend? We are capable of creating trends because our country is so diverse and we are a country of young citizens. The youth, they are aware, they know what the requirements, and the youth has a different requirement, while we citizens who are in the 40s and the 50s, our requirements are different. And being a young country, we need to cater to their requirement. We need to cater to the requirement of the youth. And when we are able to do that, then they will not be looking to countries across the globe, like which country do I get the products from, or what do I copy, or which culture do I copy, or what trends do I copy from them. When we will be able to cater to their requirements, our businesses will flourish, and they will flourish not only in our country, they will flourish across the globe, because our children, our youth will take it across the globe. So this is my take, that if we want our businesses to grow and create international trend, not only just follow the existing trends, but also create few more, we need to work seriously with the data. And that is going to help us not only build better economy for the country, but also cater to the global citizens. So with those words, I would say thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And I look forward to all the speakers to learn great deal from them. Thank you so much.
Wow, wonderful insights, ma'am. So I think everybody, the listeners, will be actually implementing it, what ma'am has actually shared, her experience. So now we move on to Dr. Ritu Gupta. I would take the pleasure of actually introducing ma'am, because she actually is a lady of, I would say, gold, with a gold heart, a diamond soul. She carries a spirit of joy, a warrior with the heart of a crazy child. She is an educator, a teacher, a counselor, a life coach, an author, a social activist by choice. She has been honored with a doctorate degree and PhD in business studies, business administration, for her commendable contribution, achievements, and excellence in the field of literary education, commerce, and public services. She is a Global Peace Award winner by Eduvision. She is a world record holder for the 4th time. She is recipient of innumerable awards. If I actually go on with the list, it is like words fall short. So she has been actually a national awardee. She has received PSM Rashtriya Shiksha Ratna. She is recipient of Academic Excellence Award. She is an author of a solo book naming A Place in the Sun, Hushed Anguish, and The Primrose Aside. She has a flair in writing and has co-authored more than 200 anthologies. Ma'am, I'm into the process of writing even single. I'm still struggling how to find the title.
Ma'am, you can always approach me, ma'am. I'll be more than glad to help you out.
Sure, ma'am. So we welcome Dr. Ritu Gupta to share how she manages everything. Wonderful, ma'am. Please.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the lovely introduction. And I'm very thankful to Akash ji, Bhabad International, and all of you, and Lalit ji also from this thing, PI. And I'm missing my other colleagues and teammates. Ma'am, actually, the main thing is that in anything, whether it be life or whether it be business, the main thing is focus and dedication.
Agreed.
Apart from that, if you have your consistency and your persistence, I think nothing is impossible. Because just like you all, just 2 minutes of my own life, I have 2 ailing old parents. I am a single mother. I am a sister. So I have to manage my shop. I have to manage my home. I have to manage my job. And apart from that, my own passion for writing and other things. So I just manage it. We have 24 hours. Tata also has 24 hours. We also have 24 hours. So we have to manage and balance out every moment of our life. So that is the same thing with the business, ma'am. So today we have a very great topic about the new trends in business. I had very little time to prepare for it because I was busy with the Durga Puja. You must be aware of all the festivity going on in Bengal. So, we have a family, big family, joint family. So we interact and all.
No, ma'am, actually my daughter told in the morning, hey, Mama, Durga Puja, are you not doing it? So we are.
We are. So that is why, ma'am, so the business, whatever ma'am said, just now ma'am said about the business trends. Well, basically, if we just cloud it down to one single point, it is the basic existence of COVID, which made us so aware of the online and the new digital transformation of the whole business community. So had COVID not hit our country and the whole world, I don't think we would have been so updated and so advanced in the technologies, as ma'am said, as Bharvi ma'am said, regarding the 17 September announcement of our respected Prime Minister about the national logistic policy and so on. So basically it was that, ma'am, if we take each and every point, be it the digital transformation, be it the online education, be it the rise of the entrepreneurship, whatever is going on throughout the world, because the COVID has snatched the jobs of many of us, I one of them. So basically entrepreneurship came from the very existence or the very onset of the COVID, when we were actually, there's a phrase called like necessity helps us to innovate, because unless and until we are put into that tough situation, we never come out of any other innovative idea. So be it the online education, because before COVID, all the children were going to schools, offline classes were there, and we teachers were taking our normal classes. The moment COVID struck, everybody was affected. So 146 countries was affected. The children of the 146 countries were affected, and we had to think, because there was no end to the session of the means of the thought that when the COVID will end. So we had to rattle our brain to find out an alternative, so that we could give our children and the whole world a stepping stone, so we can advance along with the COVID. So the online education came into existence. Work from the home opportunity, the fear of infection, the fear of the spreading up of this virus, helped us, to rattle the brain of the business community, how to advance with the business industry. So the opportunity of working from the home, that came into being. And as Bharvi ma'am said, we need to look into the data. The data is very important. Definitely it's very important, because unless and until we have the data, we cannot work upon the things and improve ourselves on anything. Thus came the concept of cloud computing. Now we have clouds. Different industries, different IT sectors, they have come up with clouds computing, where the whole set of data is stored, and as and on the time goes, it is updated each and every time. So the big data, it gets bigger with cloud computing. Internet security and privacy, definitely. So the whole thing, it came from its artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence helped us to cater and to combat the fear, the limitations, the negativities of COVID and other limitations which we faced during this COVID period. As such, also, ma'am, if we go into business community, yes, thank you, ma'am. So this business community nowadays, because of this artificial intelligence, this cloud computing, this metaverse and blockchain, what I see is nowadays the industry, the concept of the studies of metaverse and cloud computing blockchain will actually affect the industries massively in future, because AI is supposed to grow in India as per the CAGR rate of 35.8%. And blockchain, it is seen, or it is suggested that blockchain will be supporting and will back up the metaverse building. Because what is blockchain? Blockchain actually allows the verified digital assets transfer and ownership claims, leading to easy commercial and social interactions. So blockchain, metaverse, artificial intelligence, IoT, all these industries are coming up now. Even in the engineering sector, these aspects, these studies are getting more importance, because nowadays whatever is happening is we don't know. COVID is still in the market right now, in the scenario right now. So what is happening is we are not sure like what we will be doing in the next 10 years, because we were not sure 3 years back that the COVID will be attacking us, and we did not know what will the scenario be after 3 years, when the different variants of COVID are coming up. So basically the whole world has geared up to uh, form something, to create something, get into the market, into something which will be persistent, which will be sustainable, and which will help us grow, even if we are not allowed to go out of home. just as we were not being able to 3 years back. So all these things are getting, more and more, popular and more in demand. Nowadays, with the advent of new technologies, with the advent of new tools, social media, the people are also getting affected. The people are also changing their views about the things they are going to buy, things they are going to purchase. Like nowadays, the customers, they are just like ma'am said, that paratha and all these things. So the same thing I also have to say, because okay, we are talking at the base level, but then the thing is that nowadays people are getting more and more conscious about their health. They are getting more and more, environment friendly because of this COVID, because of this global warming, because of these, different diseases that are coming out. It is generally seen that it is because of the global warming, because of the too much of usage of plastics and too much uses of artificial things, that we are getting, sick. The number of diseases and type of diseases are increasing. So people are getting more and more environment friendly, more and more, like during the COVID time, we were ads had come out regarding planting of trees, making the world cooler, so that the ozone layer is saved, it is repaired, so that the diseases which are being affected due to maybe global warming, due to the x-rays of the sun, which are getting penetrating to the damaged ozone layer. So all these things are getting, we are getting more and more aware because of this social media, because of this new technological tools that we are having, be it Facebook, be it WhatsApp, be it Instagram. So people are getting more and more aware of the thing. And similarly, if a business wants to sustain in a market, you have to be at par with the people, with the customers you are dealing with. You have to, if you are like entrepreneurship, nowadays entrepreneurship is being encouraged because of this lack of jobs opportunities. Like more and more people are getting into entrepreneurship. So for small businesses, you have to have an outlook that I have to follow the business trends of small businesses. I have to look into the funding so that I can cater to my own business assets and liabilities. I can balance between demand and supply so that I don't get into much of debts and my business gets affected. Similarly, the bigger businesses, they have to follow the trends, the updates, the softwares, the things that are in the market so that they can sustain in the market, because getting a big brand name in the market is no big deal suddenly for a short limited time, but sustaining them, but staying there in the market with that big name is really the tough job. So for that, as Akash ji and Harshvardhan sir and Lalit sir are there, they are continuously upgrading themselves. They're continuously having these discussions and these summits to brainstorming, actually, with so renowned and so capable dignitaries, that he is gaining ideas from, maybe I might be giving only one idea out of my mind. Similarly, 10 people together, they'll be giving 10 ideas. So Akash ji, if he rattles his brain, he will get 2 ideas. So once 10 and 2, it's 12 ideas. So that way you have to upgrade yourself. That way you have to update yourself so that you come up with the people you are dealing with, the customers, the society, just as ma'am said, the age group you're dealing with. That thing you have to come up so that you can cater to them according to your availability, whatever you are wanting to cater to the thing. So on conclusion, I would say that to stay updated, latest technique, latest tools, software, follow-ups, discussions, and then updating yourself is the keynote for any business, be it small, be it big, to stay in the market and sustain itself for a long term. With that note, I'll end my session. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, please unmute.
Yes, sir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Ritu Gupta, for your words of enlightenment. Basically, you have given a message about the importance of focusing, importance of coordination, importance of being updated with the latest technologies, importance of artificial intelligence, how it has helped us during the COVID. And you gave a very strong message, again repeatedly, that necessity is the mother of innovation. So by the example of COVID, we have all come to understand now very well what we are supposed to be focused on, what are the values of the business, of health, and how important it is to focus on ourselves rather than focusing on the negative parts of the society. Right? Thank you so much for your words. After this, I invite Ms. Saraswati Sahu as the next speaker. Is she available?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Yeah, okay. Welcome to this summit. Before giving you the authority to start with, let me introduce you to others. Dr. Saraswati Sahu is a Millennials Transformation Coach. She is author of book Win Over Your Challenges. She is a member of RKDX Forum. She has 12 years experience as an IT professional. She is a profound public speaker, and yoga enthusiast, an avid traveler, and definitely then she is a good spiritual healer. She is title winner of Mrs. Radiant and Creative in Mrs. India Galaxy 2022 pageant. So with all these achievements, let us listen and focus on what Ms. Saraswati Sahu has to tell us. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such a wonderful introduction of mine. And also thank you to Harvard Publication for giving us this forum where we are able to exchange our ideas and listen to others and also put whatever we think to a broader audience. So with this, I would start with today's topic, evolution of international business trends. So I'll start from the era when business started. I think business took over 3,000 years back or even more. So what business is? Business is something where one person gets profit either by exchanging goods or money or services. So it can be through one individual, it can be as an organization, or it can be in a partnership. So this is what we understand about business. Now, there are certain, like, as I mentioned, it dates back to so many years. So there are, if I summarize, the first started with the industrial era. The industrial era is nothing but where initially everything was individually done, like or handmade. So when industrial revolution came, or the period of industrial era, which dates back to again 18th century. So that was a period of scientific and technological development that transformed the economics based on the agriculture and handcraft to economies based on large scale industry. So if I say or summarize, it basically industrialized instead of handmade stuffs, it industrialized on a larger scale. And that happened mostly in the parts of Europe and North America. Then came the production era. So this was led by industrial, like this was the next phase of industrial era, which was almost in the years of 1920s or 1930s. So what happened here, since everything moved into the, or most of the things were industrialized. So now the manufacturing business model became popular. Advances in production machineries happened, which allowed business to sell or to manufacture things in bulk. So now the business model moved on to machines to achieve economies of scale, which lowered the cost and increased profit. So the next came the marketing era. So now, since we have the manufacturing in place, we have the goods in place, the supply increased. As the supplies increased, so companies began to like have some competition. They started facing competition between the companies. So this era started somewhere around 1950, and here the businesses learned to set themselves apart. How? Through market segmentation and brand optimization, or brand differentiation rather, I would say. So here the marketing strategy came into place, and they tried to shift their focus to carve a niche of their own where they can differentiate themselves as a higher competitor or as a better brand. So that is the marketing era that came somewhere around 1950s. Then the next phase that we are seeing now, that is the relationship era, if I would say. So relationship era is something they had a lot of goods because it was already being manufactured by machines. Then they had the production was up like in a very good scale. Then it came marketing, where they again segregated themselves and carved a niche of their own. Okay, we are better seller or better producer or better marketer. So whoever wanted in whichever field, they had already differentiated themselves as a brand. Now the next differentiation factor was relationship. That was again a major factor in business, which is like customer relationship management. How is your relationship with the customer so that the customer can stay with you and become the loyal customer? Because the customer churn happens, the customer goes away, and now you again have to look for customer. Again, you need some time to gain back the trust in your business. So every business nowadays try to have a certain set of loyal customer and then try to again get some new customers. So this is the business strategy that is going on. So that is the relationship era. And if we further move into now, if I say it is more into digital marketing and social era, if I say, if I'm not wrong, because everything nowadays, who knew that sitting at home, Blinkit in 20 minutes, Instamart and Swiggy, 30 minutes delivery. Who knew that those days will come where you just order, and even before you do start doing something related to it, you get your order in your hands. This is a complete disruption, I can say, to the business, traditional business, where we were going. You go to shop, you choose your product, you come back. Then the time came where you order, you wait for 2-3 hours, or by the end of the day, they will deliver. Then again, the time came when we just have to, by the time we finish ordering and just go to like start doing some other work, we get the things delivered at our home. So if we look at the expansion or the delivery of business models, we can definitely understand how the business or the trends, how they have evolved. Not only in terms of customer satisfaction, I would say the same thing is happening. Like before me, we had two beautiful speakers who gave so much insights into digital or business trends or data. So I would also like to add something. The COVID, as very rightly said by Ritu ma'am, necessity is the mother of invention. Definitely, every time we see there is some need, we innovate something, we invent something so that there would be more comfort, less effort, and less cost associated with it. In COVID, we all saw everything shifted to online, be it school, like for a few days it was a challenge, but every time we face with certain challenges, the business evolves, and then we adapt ourselves to the new norm. If I say, being from the software industry, earlier it was for some company they had this opportunity to do work from home, but for some it was not there. Very few time they would allow, maybe if some personal stuff is there to do or something. Very rarely we used to get work from home. And when COVID started, rarely had anyone imagined that the entire population would shift from the urban area to rural areas, sitting at the comfort of their home, doing the work which they used to do in their offices, traveling through traffic, so much of commutation time, so much of effort that was being needed to reach to office. So it brought a complete disruption in the model of working. It not only like the commutation cost decreased, the power consumption decreased, but there were, again, with everything, it has pros and cons. It had some cons because when people shifted from the urban area to rural area, the people who were dependent on the business, like the drivers and all, it definitely affected them a lot. But the norm now has become a hybrid model. And that happened just because of COVID, because earlier it was work from home, and now it is hybrid model. Few days work from home, few days office. So these are the certain changes we can see that has happened due to some things which are not in our hand. Not only this, now we are listening that we will soon, the 5G is soon going to be launched. There was a time, and I would say some the kids between 80s and 90s, they have seen both the things. Like we had seen the internet landline, but we did not have mobiles till we went to our college. And now it is so convenient for everyone, like for kids, for elderly people like the families are staying apart due to jobs in different countries. So if we say this technology has evolved, the businesses have evolved, and now they're trying to cater everything as per customer convenience. And in one way, it has brought all of us together, being so much apart in so many different countries. Still, we all are so well connected. If I take the example right now, I do not know where each one of us is sitting, but still we are connected and we are listening to each other. We are learning from each other. So this is one way how technology has evolved and how the business models have evolved. And now if I say again, there is another thing apart from digital transformation. The second thing I would say is social media business also. Like social media, you can say a boon, a curse, a blessing, because you can start your business from social media. You can use you can just use the social media and waste your time as well. So there are two ways how you can do. So this, with the advent of technology, it has given us so much comfort that we can sit at home, start a new business, connect to people, and do so many things. And as Ritu ma'am had rightly mentioned, AI, artificial intelligence, virtual reality is something which would be the next generation stuff. And I think we would be getting flying cars as well. Now we have drones, which is able to capture from such an elevated level, so beautiful pictures we are able to take. So there are numerous examples I can give how the business has transformed over the era, but it's not it. And the beauty of the business trends are, it's not that whatever it was before, it is completely obsolete, because business has evolved. But whatever we had learned, whether it is the industrial revolution, whether it was marketing era, whether it was brand differentiation, everything is very apt till today. It's just that new things are getting added as per, and now the time span has become very less. Everyone wants the things to be done in a click of a finger or click of a mouse. And that is how the business has evolved, that with less cost, in less time, and better quality, how can they help the consumers? And apart from that, there is one more thing that I think everyone is looking towards it, that is corporate social responsibility of businesses. Because we all know the global climatic change that is happening because of everything. Like I would say we all are responsible to make it better. And companies are taking so much care, whether it is global warming, whether it is like other stuffs related to CSR. Everyone is becoming, I think most of the organizations are very much keen towards or doing something or the other towards fulfilling their corporate social responsibility. So yes, business has changed and evolved like anything. Every now and then we can hear of something new coming up. Technology is changing and we all have to move at the same pace in order to adapt ourselves, learn the new things, and definitely do whatever we can from our end. So with that, I would like to stop here, and thank you so much for giving me the time to give some insights into it.
Truly said, Saraswati ma'am, and apologies again, although it was autocorrect, the mistake you could see. But really, it was wonderful listening to you when you were talking about innovation, technology, and yes, of course, at the click of one, in a second, we want everything in our hands. Like we say, na, plate mein served hoga, so the children will grasp the plate quickly. So with this, we move on to our next speaker, Dr. Lalit Sharma sir. If we talk about Lalit sir, the task of leadership is not to put greatness into humanity, but to elicit for the greatness is already there, is what sir believes in. Lalit Sharma sir is an educationist, a creative mind with a very humble soul. He is capable, he is profoundly qualified, he is dedicated, he is exceptionally respectable and fair. So we welcome Sir Lalit Sharma sir here as a speaker. Let's see what he has in his treasury to share with us. Welcome once again, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the lovely words you have said for me. But मैं अभी इतना बड़ा तो नहीं हूँ.
You're a great, I have heard, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. After being in education field for the last 10 years and working as a principal, now the director of Shai Learning Center, where we are teaching more than 10 to 15,000 students. So there is a long way to go. So respected Mr. Akash, today's great moderator, Mrs. Rekha Raj ma'am, and others, Dr. Ritu ma'am, Bhairavi Shah ma'am, Saraswati Sao ma'am, very nice thoughts she has given. Mamta ma'am is there. So we are getting energy from Mamta ma'am after watching her. So, so many things people have said, and so many things. I was listening to each and everyone very carefully. So first, I would like to know, ma'am, that is evaluation of international business trends or evolution of in business?
Evolution. It's evolution.
Evolution.
It's evolution.
How it evolved.
It is evolved?
Yes, evolution. Yes, sir.
It's evolution, yeah.
Okay. So we all know that. Okay. So we all know that we have all seen the pre-pandemic season also and post-pandemic. I think all of we are from the educational background.
Yeah.
So if we talk about the international trends, business ko I'll start with. Wait, ma'am, what's happening? So I'll start with one of the great lines of a poet. कि अब जो बाजार में रखे हैं तो हैरत क्या है? अब जो बाजार में रखे हैं तो हैरत क्या है? जो भी देखेगा वो पूछेगा कि कीमत क्या है? अब जो बाजार में रखे हैं तो हैरत क्या है? जो भी देखेगा वो पूछेगा कि कीमत क्या है? और रोज इतने ताजा कसीदों की जरूरत ही नहीं. रोज इतने ताजा कसीदों की जरूरत ही नहीं. आप तो इतना बता दें कि जरूरत क्या है. आप तो इतना बता दें कि जरूरत क्या है. और शेर इसमें यह है कि ये जो मंदी का दौर है जरा गुजर जाने दे. ये तो मंदी का दौर है जरा गुजर जाने दे. फिर पता तुझको लगेगा कि मेरी कीमत क्या है. फिर पता तुझको लगेगा कि मेरी कीमत क्या है. So all we have, thank you so much, ma'am. So all we have seen the pre-pandemic and post-pandemic seasons, and what changes we have seen in all kind of businesses. Like if you see, thank you so much, Shabina ma'am. So as you can see, if we talk about especially our section, education section, technology is evolving everywhere, and it has given so many chances to the new people to come out, like ma'am was saying, for the entrepreneurship. Okay, so we also belong to the same category. Since last 10 years we were working as a teacher, then coordinator, then vice principal, now principal, now director. But the thing is, we should be working on entrepreneurship. What happens in the pre-government areas, I'm not justifying or criticizing any of the government here. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is, earlier what happening, business was a very bad thing we used to get in our country. जॉब होगा, that is very good. बिजनेस को बहुत अच्छी नजरों से नहीं देखा गया पिछे कुछ सालों में. If you go to the US and states and United Kingdom, you'll see moreover, if you talk about 10 students over there, so might be 8 to 9 will be definitely having a startup over there. Still in our country, people wants to go for the startups, but still there is an uncertainty whether the society, whether the parents, whether they're what we can say partners, like for a person, man for a wife, or for a wife or husband, might be they are supporting and might be they are not supporting. So I'll be thinking that they are less supportive people. So this we have to understand to grow our nation and to the international society as well, because the trade cannot be happen between only a single country. A trade will be always be between the international ports. We people think that we are fighting with Pakistan and other countries, but still the economic fairs are going on because we cannot stop them. We are purchasing, we are importing and exporting the things. Similarly, for our country, we have to understand that we are energy, for energy, we are just near about 80 to 85% we are taking from outsource, we are outsourcing or importing, simply I can say. So what our transport minister is going right now, that how we green revolution come. So there are different points what we can analyze, that how these trends are changing. Because if you see like USA, this nearly 9% they are reaching right now. So inflation is going on rising, economic is going down. Still, there is lot of potential in the market. What we can say, supply chain is increasing. The people are, what we can say, demand is increasing. So to balance them, recently Apple is saying that it will give the production to the India instead of China. But there are certain limitations the people have with the government and the custom areas. So how this international systems are working, and especially education. Now I can teach a student in Canada. That is a very important thing. The currency is virtual. I can spend the amount of money which I wanted. I don't have to keep the money in my pocket. I can go anywhere, purchase anything. But there is a pros and cons also there. Still, I'm getting every day 2 or 3 calls from my banks. Sir, aapke credit card pe itna loan aa gaya. I think all of you I'll be getting. So every day they are calling me, sir, aapke credit card pe 5 lakh ka offer hai, 3 lakh ka offer hai. मैंने कहा क्यों मुझे लोन दिला रहे हो आप? मुझे जीने तो ऐसे अच्छी रोटी अच्छी चल रही है. This thing, ठीक है, this installment thing was very good. But what happens if you see the recent survey was there, India was on the first number who's having the most number of purchases on this credit card system. The people who are not able to buy the things they are having, they are using their credit cards. If you're not able to purchase a car or a mobile phone, why you are going for that? सर मुझे एक याद है, बहुत अच्छा कहते थे कि 10,000 का पर्स ना लेके 1,000 का पर्स ले लो, 9,000 उसके अंदर डाल लो. तो आपको अमीर बनना है, अमीर दिखना नहीं है। अमीर बनना और अमीर दिखने में देयर इज अ डिफरेंस। बाजार की जब हम बात करते हैं तो बाजार में सिर्फ खरीदने और बेचने वाले नहीं होते, खरीद ना पाने की जो एक ललक सी होती है, जो हम खरीद नहीं पा रहे, वो लोग भी होते हैं। उनकी आवाज को भी सुनना बहुत जरूरी है, और कैसे उनको हम कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे, दैट इज बिजनेस थिंग। स्मॉल MSME पर इतना जोर क्यों दिया जा रहा है? बिकॉज लार्ज स्केल बिजनेस इज ऑलवेज देयर, बट द स्मॉल स्केल बिजनेस, एक छोटा व्यक्ति, एक हमारे जैसा व्यक्ति, एक हमने आज एक कंपनी थोड़ी सी स्टार्ट की है, वी आर गिविंग 100 पीपल्स employment. Similarly, it can grow to, I'll suppose it will grow to 1,000 or 10,000 from the both sake. These things need to be open in the market, so that we are creating jobs, not for looking for searching the jobs. Our education system is building our students like what you will do after IIT, will do job. आप किसी भी बच्चे से पूछेंगे क्या करना है, IIT करना है, IIT करके एक अच्छी कंपनी में जॉब लेना है ना? How many of you people have heard from the students that after IIT or after different things will do entrepreneurship? I am belongs to the same category. When I was during my technical graduation in electronics and communication, I did BTech from NIT. So I was also thinking that time कि कोई ऐसा जॉब जो हम सुनते थे अखबार में कि 1 करोड़ 2 करोड़ का जॉब लग गया है. But what happens कि saturation doesn't come to the real living being persons. If you are doing something, so saturation नहीं आना चाहिए. That is the important part of a person's life. अगर आप saturate हो गए, it means that is the end of life. Saturation नहीं आ सकता. You can take the example of the number one person or मुकेश अंबानी. You can take an example. उन लोगों को क्या जरूरत है काम करने की? Still the people are doing the work. So that is called कि saturation. Market में भी और human life में भी saturation नहीं आना चाहिए. And I personally suggest everyone that we should be in business. Business not about to just business को एक थोड़ा सा cheat word में भी use करा जाता है, especially when we are talking about education. तो ये बड़ा noble cause है, but still it is somewhere it is a business. So business means not to create wealth, also to create employment and to serve for the society and the nation. There are so many things. It is not only the earning the wealth, it is also earning like if you see a school, it is giving so many people employment. There are so many people are working over there, and so many other things are also associated, like publication houses, stationery shops, many things are there. So we have to, in process of creating an employment and to serve through the nation, then the nation can grow eventually. When like right now we have n number of technological aspects with us. Yesterday Mr. Prime Minister inaugurated 5G, and I think all of you have seen that he was riding a car in Delhi, and the car was in Switzerland headquarters.
Yeah.
So see, you can imagine 20 years back or 10 years back when you people were in schools, this could be happen. Yes, some of the person, those who are doing same ही होंगे, कुछ ऐसा अलग पंख तो उनके भी नहीं लगे होंगे. So this is the thing कि we should go for that. और रोज एक evaluation होना चाहिए अपने अंदर से. हमें रोज एक चीज. I was thinking yesterday, my sister asked me, she is a software developer in Canada. So she asked me कि भैया आप you are teaching physics for the last 10 years. दो classes आप स्कूल में लेते हो, same class 12th 2 periods, and you have 5 batches at home जो मैं जब से कर रहा हूँ, तो 7 times a book. So 10 years, it means near about 70 times the same book you have read or taught them. So what is the need now? Before class you are just taking the books and you are watching some videos on YouTube. What is the need? मैंने कहा कि पहले तो मैंने सोचा हाँ यार ये तो इंसल्ट हो रही है कि यार 70 बार एक किताब पढ़ के भी याद नहीं हुई, तो द थिंग इज कि रोज कोई ना कोई चीज इवॉल्व हो रही है, रोज नई चीजें हो रही हैं. देयर आर n number of things in around everything. इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स आपके चारों तरफ घूम रही हैं, कौन सी कब पकड़नी है वो चीज है बस. सो इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस पे तो हम इतना ही बोल पाएंगे. आई थिंक थैंक यू सो मच मुझे इनवाइट करने के लिए. इट इज my honor, it is an honor and privilege for me to being a part of this eminent personalities. मैं तो बहुत छोटा सा एक व्यक्ति हूँ आप सबके सामने. थैंक यू सो मच मुझे इतनी देर सुनने के लिए. थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर ललित फॉर योर वर्ड्स ऑफ विजडम. बहुत अच्छा लगा आपकी बातें सुनकर. आपने बिजनेस के इम्पोर्टेंस को हाईलाइट किया है. टाइम के साथ बिजनेस की वैल्यू बढ़ी है. ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन की जरूरत को आपने हाईलाइट किया है. और ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग, मुझे अच्छा लगा आपसे ये सुन के कि बिजनेस करना मतलब सिर्फ पैसे कमाना नहीं है. वी हैव टू लुक फॉर अपलिफ्ट ऑफ अदर पीपल ऑल्सो. एंड आई थिंक that type of startups are really required in the country right now. So thank you very much for all your words of wisdom to all of us. And now here, since we have Mr. Raja Rao with us, so I invite him as our speaker for the next person to speak to us. Welcome here, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So before handing over to you, let me introduce you. He is a world peace campaigner, and Mr. Raja Rao is a social activist. He is skill trainer. He is a filmmaker and a loyal promoter of culture and arts. We are really honored to have you with us. Thank you so much for coming here. Please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Please take over the charge. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And also, I'm an entrepreneur and businessman also.
Okay.
Thank you so much. But I didn't include. It's not a mistake. I didn't include. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, and thank you so much for the ABCD International and Akash brother. Whenever you come with a program, that suddenly you come with a creative program and innovative program which will benefit to many people. Kudos to your efforts, brother. The way you work in publication or creating awareness in both fronts, you are doing a commendable job. Being a young guy, youngster, you are doing fantastic job. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you, brother. And Mamta ma'am, thank you for your warm welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. So now let's start the program. It's a evolution or revolution. No problem.
It's evolution.
Both are,
it's evolution.
Yes, of course, of course. But both are radical.
Because evolution, we are actually evaluating the progress. So combination.
Here we are talking about the change, a radical change.
Right.
We are talking about the change, a radical change, because if we go to our roots, there is no business actually. There was no business because we need food, we need fruits, we need meat or whatever for the day. We are talking about the ancient times. In ancient times, the people want the food for the day. So if they get it, that's enough. But you know what happened? As the days are heading, they started to get the surplus food. So when people have the surplus, you know what happens? The import side, export starts. There's the business. They start the business, and the business started. The business started with pottery. The business started with bangles. The business started with milk. The business started with fruits. The business started with clothes. The business started with the farming. The business started with whatever we have at home for the eating. So this is the root. This is the foundation of the business. The food items are the first business. From food to whatever the people can make, the things. So these are all have taken place in ancient times. Okay, that's good. So in ancient times, for business, there are things, there are articles, there are foods, etc., etc. But in the present scenario, you believe it or not, everything is a business. Everything is a business. You believe it or not, marriage is a business. The relation between your wife and husband is a business. You believe it or not. So, of course, I may sound a bit rude, but that's a fact. because that is what required. Because before getting to married, it is the responsibility of a woman to check the financial status of the groom. And of course, the grooms have their requirements. It may be about beauty, or it may be about the background, it may be about the qualification, or it may be about the bride's job, whatever it may be. So here, in the present scenario, everywhere we can see the business. Even I can see some parents who take agreements signed by their sons and daughters. You believe it or not. So this is what happening in the present scenario. Because as we are talking about the latest business trends, what I am trying to tell you is there are no limits. తెలుగులో ఒక పద్యం ఉంటుంది, ఇందు గలడు అందు లేడను సందేహంబు వలదు, ఎందెందు వెదికినా అందంతే గలడు. అంటే ఇట్స్ ఎవ్రీవేర్. The business is everywhere. If you see the current politics, now the politics are corporate politics. Have you ever heard the name Prashant Kishore? Do you know what is his job? He studies the mindsets of people. And he manipulates as per the trends. He manipulates the people's minds through WhatsApp, through Facebook, through Twitter. He gives ideas. Now he is in a position to make a PM. Now he is in a position to make chief minister. So it's a business. The politics have become a corporate politics. Earlier in Telangana or in Andhra Pradesh, we used to see that factional politics, where people kill this group and that group. But it is getting digital politics, something like digital politics. When we have WhatsApp and social media, Facebook, Twitter and all, why should we kill each other with knives and swords? Let's go and fight on Twitter. If you go and see Twitter every day there is a fight. Because this is a business. Because there are many people who post Twitter posts for money. That is their business. They can influence people. So the business has started. The business has its roots at the food. Now it went after pandemic. We can see that it went into unlimited realms. We can see everywhere, from family to you can see anywhere in the universe. So anyway, now the topic is international business trends. We are here to talk about the business at every place, because of course that is there, that fact. But let us talk about the international business trends. I'll give you some examples. The first business trend internationally is e-commerce. Selling everything on internet. Because with the advent of Amazon, Flipkart, all these, at my home, my two kids and my wife, they keep on selecting some items. They will add items to cart. Sometimes I'll go and see what are they doing. I'll check. I find their carts to be filled with items, whatever they require. So in the present scenario, people are preferring e-commerce. It is, if you go into the money and if you go into the calculations, it is taking top 10 place. We can see this market in top 10, one among top 10. So it has a huge impact, the e-commerce, selling online. Here, if you see, everything is selling Amazon, selling Flipkart. We should not think that only it is meant for the billionaires or millionaires. It's not like that. Anyone can sell or anyone can buy. Anything can sell, and from anywhere you can buy. But I have some idea about this e-commerce, because if with the advent of e-commerce, whenever we make a call, we can get anything to our home. If you want food, if you want lakhs of rupees item, you can get it to home. But the thing is, the problem is, if a farmer wants something, he cannot. But youngsters, nowadays we have youngsters, entrepreneurs, so many are there. They have to think in the direction. If a farmer makes a call, he has to get whatever he requires in the fraction of a second, at least on the day he needs. So, because our nation is dependent on agriculture. So, of course, e-commerce is doing wonders, but in such a way, if we do it, of course, some people will come and do it anyway. It takes time, but if we can do it quickly, we can avoid so many problems that we are going to face, like food crisis. So, e-commerce is all over the world. The first place is taking. The first place is taken by e-commerce. It is ruling the roost, and it will rule. So this is the first we start. Then business through social media. Here there are two things: business on social media, business through social media. Here, whenever I check something on internet, the moment I open my mobile, I see the same ad. I see whatever I check it on Google, I can see the related to that ad in my mobile. So that ad appears and it says, you want to buy this? And I click scrolling it, and then again I will get after 2 or 3 minutes. You want to purchase it from this? You want to purchase it from that? So this is what happens. So whenever we are searching something on internet, and the same we are getting on our social media. It may be because of cookies or whatever the relation that may be with Google Ads or whatever it may be. But whatever we search, and the seller will show the ad. Even if you see YouTube, even if you open YouTube, the first ad will be whatever you search on the Google. So they are studying our mind every second. Whatever we are doing, everything is recorded. So the business nowadays, business are being exposed to the social media, and social media is a business. Social media itself is a business. If you post something, I have a page, World Peace Commission. There are 1,000 people who follow that page. So whenever I post, 10 people or 20 people will see that post. That Facebook says that, Mr. Rajarao, of course you have 1,000 followers on your page, but only it is reachable to 10 people or 12 people. If you want to get 20,000, if you want to reach it to 20,000 people, pay this money. We'll get it to 20,000 people. Pay this money 10,000. Pay this money 5,000. So this is also a business. Then if you post something on Twitter, it is not reaching many people. Pay some money. Promote it. Mr. Rajarao, promote it. Promote your tweet. Not promoting your tweet. Pay money. They are asking us money. It's a business. So if you see the Mark Zuckerberg position in the present scenario, if you see Mark Zuckerberg with the metaverse, the next, in 1997, you believe it or not, computer is a wonder. If our name is typed on computer screen, if we see a PPT where our name is animated and it come into the PPT slide, it was a great wonder, something like a witchcraft. So nowadays it's a silly thing. It's a small thing. So with the advent of these computers, there are so many queues used to be in the banks and government offices. But nowadays we cannot see any such type of things in banks. Within seconds we can get our money back. But it was different earlier. So there was a lot of change in the society before 1999 and after 2000. But if you see after 2000, in 2006, 2007, 2008, we used to addict to Orkut. There was a social media that is called Orkut. It was, at the time, I created an account in Facebook, 2008 or something like that. But that was not much familiar like Orkut. But as it is vanished, as Orkut is vanished, then there is some other, which one is raised by, that's Facebook. Facebook and Instagram, this all we call Twitter. It's the biggest business. Now, this Mark Zuckerberg can influence the entire world, you believe it or not, because he has that much data. Data can do anything. So even they are in a, even Twitter, if you see Twitter, our government of India asked to change their Twitter policy. Twitter is right to fight against our government of India. They have that much. So that's a business. Social media has become a business, and nowadays many people are making community platforms, community websites, community apps, because bringing people together, it's a great business. So this Facebook is going to create a new world in future. I think after 2 or 3 years, we can suppose 2025, we all sit together. Nowadays, we are seeing people on Zoom. It's a great thing. Seeing people on Zoom, it's a great thing. But after 2025, we all sit at one place. Brother Akash will arrange a meeting. We all sit at one place and we'll handshake. We'll call it as a metaverse, the meeting in metaverse. Of course, we can interact physically. They'll make the things happen. They'll make the things happen. So with augmented reality and with virtual reality, these things are going to happen. So that is the future. Metaverse is the future, but the business has already started. The business all started, and in metaverse, people started buying the plots, buying the places, buying the lands. The real estate business at present taking place in metaverse. You believe it or not. If you go to blockchain website, you can see all the ads regarding if you want this place, this place. It's the biggest business. It's a future business. But the presently it is taking a shape. So then we'll see that remote work. Because in the 2 years, 2020, 2021, in 2 years, people have adapted to work remotely. People have adapted to work remotely. Now in companies, by paying a lesser amount compared to the full work payments, is they are planning to hire the people who work remotely. So remote work is on the rise. You believe it or not, it's a business. Remote work is on the rise. You need not come to a company. Just do this task and finish it and submit it. That's all. That's enough. You take your time. So this is the future business that is on rise. And there is a boom. The youth, the boom of the youth. Youth boom. In India especially, there are more number of youngsters. There are more number of youngsters. Actually, if you are able to utilize this youth force properly, they can make nations. In every nation, if nations are good at utilizing the youth resources, the HR, the nations will become stronger. But if they are unable to utilize, what happens? They break the nations. They become anti-social elements. They become obstacles in the path of nation's growth. So, of course, nowadays we can see that youngsters are given priority in all business. But making youth to utilize their ideas, their capacity for the development of businesses is a business. So that is also on the boom. That is also coming, and it will rise soon. Then we have, I'm going to conclude it, healthcare. Nowadays, people prefer to meet RMPs instead of MBBS, MS, MD doctors, or instead of going to luxury hospitals. They prefer to opt RMPs. Of course, they know they don't know anything, but even then, they feel safe. Because if we visit one hospital, we don't know whether it would be 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs. It is unpredictable. So at this juncture, we can see that healthcare, online healthcare. Nowadays, we can take online doctor's prediction and they will ask us for the things. They will ask us some questions. After asking their questions, they will give some diagnosis or they will give some medicine. So this is what happening in the present scenario. Of course, we don't have much at this time, but this is happening. It is taking place. It is going to be a future business. So, of course, we need not say anything about education. Education already a business, but in the 2 years, we can see many apps, many tuition centers. Of course, we are selling the education. It has become a big business. For the sake of prestige, many parents are opting this one. Of course, even though their students are studying in a corporate school, even when they return from their school, they happen to join some apps, educational apps. They give tuitions and classes. So this has become a big business, online education. So 5G internet, artificial intelligence, digital automation, these are all the current trends. But anyway, main focus will be on metaverse, because this metaverse is going to change the entire scenario of the world. So with this note, I want to conclude, business, there is no limit. For business, there is no limit. We cannot give a limit. Here it is business, here it is business. Business can be anything. Business can be anything. So anyway, it has to be the benefit of people so that it would be given, because we have to follow some business ethics. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was wonderful, Rajarao sir. Yes, of course, actually we should use social media not to impress people, but to create an impact on people, I suppose. This is what actually the gist, what I have come up to the conclusion. Yes, actually social media work really wonders, and it can be used, it is being used by people to manipulate. So we can actually use it as a tool for earning, not for losing. So here, with this last speaker, Sir Rajarao, we come to the end of the summit. I invite Akash sir to express his views. Akash sir, please.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So today we have आज हमारा पहला दिन है इवोल्यूशन इन इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस ट्रेंड समिट का। अब तक आप सभी को पता है कि हम काफी सारे वर्चुअल इवेंट्स करते आए हैं और ये समिट भी हम बहुत अच्छे से करेंगे। यहाँ पे आज जैसे हम देखें कि अपने जो भी 5 स्पीकर्स थे, गेस्ट स्पीकर्स थे, उनका नॉलेज शेयरिंग काफी अच्छे सेशन हुए सभी। सो आई पर्सनली थैंक्स टू our moderators because they take lots of efforts and continue, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से फ्लो कंटिन्यू किया है, स्मूथली कंडक्ट किया है, कोई कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं, कोई हौच पौच नहीं, बहुत अच्छे से स्मूथली हुआ है। तो थैंक यू ममता मैम एंड रेखा मैम, hats off to you. Thank you Ayushi ma'am also. So and thank you all guest speakers, Rajarao sir especially, Lalit sir, Ritu ma'am, Saswati ma'am and Bhairavi ma'am. Thank you all. So फिर मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट सेशन टुमारो सेम टाइम। तब तक के लिए टेक केयर और ABCD के साथ जुड़ते रहिए। रेगुलरली हम हर महीने अलग अलग टॉपिक्स पे सेशन कंडक्ट करते हैं और उसमें भी आप एज अ स्पीकर, एज अ मॉडरेटर पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं, लोगों को शेयर कर सकते हैं। ये जो इनिशिएटिव्स है ये इसीलिए लिए गए थे कि लोगों तक अलग अलग फील्ड्स का नॉलेज उन तक फ्री में पहुंचे, क्योंकि लॉकडाउन में जो शुरुआत हुई थी समिट्स की, तो वो टाइम पे बहुत सारे लोग डिप्रेशन में थे, प्रॉब्लम्स में थे, लोगों को पता नहीं चल रहा था कि क्या करना चाहिए। तो उस वक्त पे कुछ आप जैसे ही लोग ABCD के साथ आए, जिन्होंने सबने मिलकर हम लोगों ने ये फ्री सेशन स्टार्ट करना, फ्री सेशन देना शुरू किया, लाइफ स्किल्स के ऊपर हो, बिजनेस स्किल्स के ऊपर हो, ताकि वो ये सब चीजें अपने बिजनेस में इम्प्लीमेंट करे और उस डिप्रेशन से, उस नेगेटिविटी से बाहर आए और सक्सेस को हासिल करे। तो आज ये जर्नी कंटिन्यू है अभी तक और आगे भी इन फ्यूचर ये कंटिन्यू रहेगी। ये सब क्रेडिट आप सभी को जाता है। थैंक यू ऑल फॉर सपोर्टिंग अस। So thank you once again.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we conclude the program, I, Rekha Raj, the moderator, on behalf of the organization ABCD International and the entire supporting staff.
Madam, 1 second, ma'am. 1 second. There was some technical problem on my side. Mamata ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Akash brother, thank you, brother. Thank you so much for this wonderful program. Ma'am. Thank you so much.
A photograph, sir, with the videos on. So before concluding,
Rekha ma'am, I need a second. To thank. I just want to thank all the speakers, and Rekha ma'am, we both are on the same platform, so we'll be coordinating as such. And Akash especially. I will call you as Akash only because for me you are a child only. And when all the speakers were speaking, सबने बोला कि youth को एक जो है एक strength की तरह हमको use करना चाहिए. And I'm really very happy, Akash, that you, Ayushi, and your team, jitna meri samajh mein aaya with being with all of you, you are already doing it. You have already brought the virtual world into reality. So I'm really happy, and I would like to contribute as much as possible, or wish you best of luck. And I think this type of summit should be done more frequently, very often, with such enlightened speakers. It was really a fun to be with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akash, for the lovely platform.
All together, may I request everybody to turn on the cameras so that SS should be taken. Everybody, and yes, 3 cheers for all the speakers over here. Clap for the audience also, and for us also. Thank you so much for being here. Let me take the picture of you all with the smiling faces. So 1, 2, and 3. We'll take it here, and here it goes. Yeah, just give me a second. Videos, some like I could see few videos of. Can the audience or the speakers, Avinash sir, can you please turn on your camera? Else we'll just, whoever is done. Yeah, so now ready? With our all thumbs up for all the speakers and cheers and smiles on our faces, we'll take the SS. Thank you so much for being a wonderful speakers and enlightening us all. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's join on tomorrow, same time. Till take care. Great night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ritu ma'am. Thank you, Akash sir. Thank you.
Thank you.